Sentenced for attempting to join a neo-Nazi terror group.
He did some of the stupidest things on earth, and quite frankly, he's lucky he was caught, because if he wasn't, who knows what else he would have done.
How long will Seth Bertrand stay behind bars? Online outrage. A Windsor man sparks fury after booting drivers parked at one local plaza. And Windsor unveils the Queen's Dock.
What's unique about this is the West End doesn't get this normally.
A new waterfront destination in Sandwich Town.
CTV News with Stefanie Masotti.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on CTV Windsor and AM 800. A Windsor man is tonight behind bars for participating in a terrorist group. Seth Bertrand was sentenced this morning to 9 months in jail, even though the prosecutor wanted to send him to prison. Joining us with tonight's top story is Michelle Molesky. Michelle.
Stefanie, the maximum sentence for participating in a terrorist group is 10 years in prison. There is no minimum penalty. The defense wanted to keep Bertrand out of custody, but under very strict house arrest rules. The prosecutor wanted him in federal prison for 3 years. The judge chose jail instead. Seth Bertrand, seen here during his trial in 2024, was convicted to one charge of participating in a terrorist group. Although his online application was rejected and he never did anything for the Atomwaffen division, Bertrand's actions were enough to land him in jail for 9 months.
Terrorism offenses are serious. They strike at fundamental Canadian core values, and I think this was an important case, an important decision.
Mr. Bertrand's conduct was truly significantly lower than anyone else we've ever seen sentenced under this section, and I think her sentence reflects that.
In 2021, Bertrand was terrorizing a same-sex couple in Windsor by throwing bricks at their home and car, and he threw a clutch through the front window of the former WeTrans support office. While police investigated those actions, they found the Atomwaffen application. Bertrand would later tell undercover officers he agreed with their desire to do something to further white supremacy.
He did some of the stupidest things on earth, and quite frankly, he's lucky he was caught, because if he wasn't, who knows what else he would have done.
Seth Bertrand, in many ways, was an ideal candidate for indoctrination into an ideologically motivated, violent extremist group, Justice Maria Caracia said Wednesday. He had a childhood that lacked structure, he was bullied, socially isolated, and angry. The judge said, however, that doesn't excuse his behavior, sending Bertrand to jail followed by 3 years on probation. That will include counseling for people with extremist views, and he cannot search for or possess any hate-filled documents. His internet activity will also be monitored by a probation officer.
There are a lot of people who held views at 18 that they don't hold at 19 or 20 or 21 or 22. His were more extreme, but in terms of changing, I truly, genuinely believe he has changed.
Seth Bertrand is now 23 years old. He was given permission to hug his family members in the courtroom this morning before being taken into custody. This concludes a court case that started more than 5 years ago. Stefanie?
Okay, Michelle Molesky with our top story. Thank you, Michelle. Also tonight, a pedestrian is dead after a late-night crash on Howard Avenue. Windsor police say a 58-year-old man was crossing the road outside a marked crosswalk just before 11 p.m. on Tuesday when he was hit by a southbound vehicle on Howard near Capitol Street. He was taken to hospital where he later died. The driver remained on scene while traffic investigators shut down a stretch of the street for several hours to investigate. Meantime, a 41-year-old Windsor man is facing several charges after OPP stopped him early Monday morning. Officers say they pulled the driver over just before 1 a.m. on Lozon Parkway after allegedly watching him run a red light. He's charged with impaired driving, refusing to comply with a demand, and having liquor readily available in the vehicle. His license has been suspended for 90 days, and the vehicle was impounded for a week. A series of viral videos showing wheel boots being placed on vehicles in a Windsor parking lot has sparked a heated debate online. The lot owner says the boots were used to stop people from parking there while visiting other businesses. But some viewers and even some police officers shown in the videos questioned whether the private operator had the authority to do that. CTV's Sanjay Maru joins me more tonight. Sanjay.
Stefanie, here behind me on Wyandotte Street East is the exact lot where these now viral videos were filmed. And then they show a man applying wheel boots to cars he claims were parked illegally. But these videos are really sparking a wider debate as to whether such an action is even legal.
You'll break your wheel if you drive away. You'll break your wheel.
You're going to break your wheel?
Parked illegally, sorry.
Take it down. No, it's not working. Look.
No.
Look, there is. No, it's private property.
Plaza only. It's a plaza only.
The owner of this lot on Wyandotte Street East says this video that was posted to social media late last week was actually filmed 2 months ago. After alleging the driver illegally parked in his lot while attending a business outside of it, the man is told to pay $40 for the boot to be released, or he'll have to deal with a tow truck.
You want $40? Yeah. Okay, take 40.
Separate videos uploaded to a Facebook account called Spotted in Windsor show the response from police is varied. Some in support.
We didn't park on the road.
Yeah.
And some against.
You have zero authority. You can tow vehicles, sure. Tickets, wheel locks, zero authority.
Every cop before you guys said it was fine. So
it's not.
The videos have gone viral throughout Windsor, and the reaction has been mostly negative, targeted at Mohammed Chams, who has owned this lot for nearly 2 decades.
It's not about charging or booting a vehicle. It's more about protecting the tenants' rights. The tenants have the right to enjoy what they've leased, and they are secured these parking spots. So we've exhausted all means over the 18 years.
Those means, he says, have included everything from asking people to move their vehicles to calling for tows. But Chams says tow trucks can take up to 2 hours to arrive, and by then, many drivers are already gone. It's why he points to a wheel boot that can be immediately unlocked upon payment as an easier option.
The signs say clearly zero tolerance. I was actually thinking I was doing a kind gesture. You're booted, but I had a rule. The rule is the minute it's paid, it's unbooted, and that guy is released or the person is released.
When asked about the legality of placing a boot on someone's car at the request of a private property owner, Windsor police say it's a bit of a gray area.
Questions regarding property management practices or private parking enforcement arrangements may involve factors that are beyond police enforcement.
Back in April, officers issued a provincial offenses notice to an individual accused of placing boots on vehicles, alleging he was acting as a security guard without a proper license. But police add whether an offense has occurred in cases like this depends on the specific circumstances.
Every business owner is going to have their own set of rules, so that's why it's always better to check with the business before you park your vehicle. Check for time restraints.
Following the videos going viral, Chams says he's been facing death threats, arguing public backlash has been fueled by confusion over a process he says the city has not clearly regulated.
I need the police to come out with a statement saying what was done that day is a gray area and he was within his rights.
And while you heard from the owner of the lot behind me in that piece, I also arranged an interview at 11 o'clock this morning with the man who actually placed the boots on the tires himself. However, after waiting for him for 20 minutes to show up, I received a text message from him saying he had just gotten off the phone with the property owner and was advised not to speak with media. Stefanie.
Okay, Sanjay Maru, thank you for this. In other news, a terse response from Windsor Mayor Drew Dilkens today after a local shelter spoke to the media about an apparent need for more funding from the city. As we reported yesterday, the Welcome Center Shelter for Women and Families says they asked City Hall for $192,000 a year to help make up an apparent shortfall from what the province grants them. The city said all such funding had already been allocated for the current fiscal year. The Welcome Center said without the money, they've had to cut back on services, saying clients are suffering as a result. Today, Drew Dilkens posting a response reading in part, 2026 is an election year. Funny how things happened in election years. Yesterday was one of those instances. The Welcome Center Shelter for Women and Families went public with a request for more funding from the City of Windsor to support expansion of services. It goes on to say City Council Council is your ally, and it is disappointing to be publicly criticized for not filling your funding shortfall, even as we remain one of your strongest advocates, partners, and funders. CTV meteorologist Julie Atchison joining me now from the Weather Center tonight. Good evening, Julie.
Good evening, Stephanie. Quite a change from the conditions that we experienced yesterday. Temperatures on the cooler side right across southern Ontario, and temperatures will continue to drop into the single digits as we head through the evening. We have high pressure building in, but a deck of cloud cover hanging around through the better part of the day, but we are starting to see some breaks in that cloud. That dry air will continue to punch in. I mentioned some cool conditions out there tonight. Yes, the winds will continue out of the northeast, and we're down to about 7 degrees by midnight. We have a gorgeous day coming up for your Thursday with lots of sunshine, but a system arrives for the weekend. We'll take a look at that coming up a little later in the show.
A new riverfront lookout with a front row view of the Gordie Howe International Bridge is now open in Windsor's West End. The new community pier in Sandwich Town is being touted as both a gathering space and, as CTV's Chris Campbell reports, a lasting legacy of the bridge project itself.
The newest view of the Gordie Howe International Bridge now comes from out over the Detroit River itself. The new Bejagoa-Wick Pier officially opened Wednesday at the foot of Mill Street in Sandwich Town.
It's a really big day for the community. You know, being a port, we often and fairly and rightfully get accused of blocking access to the water. It became a high priority for the Windsor Port Authority Board to open the access to the water, invest in our waterfront, make the waterfront an attractive place for leisure, for peace, for solace.
The publicly accessible pier stretches roughly 40 feet over the water and includes benches, lighting, Indigenous interpretive features, and space for fishing and reflection. Port Windsor says the project was designed to reconnect people with a waterfront long dominated by industry and shipping operations.
What's unique about this is the West End doesn't get this normally.
The name Bejagoa-Wick was chosen with support from Caldwell First Nation and Walpole Island First Nation. It roughly translates to where waters come together.
These were the original roadways for our people. We didn't have roads that we have today, so we used the water to traverse for trade, for visiting, and it's important to recognize that these waters are sacred. They carry life, they sustain life, and that's super important to us culturally, but also from a physiological standpoint as well.
Officials say the pier was designed in consultation with First Nations communities, including a unique cantilever design that avoids driving steel pilings into the riverbed. The project cost roughly $2.5 million, with nearly $1 million coming from the Gordie Howe International Bridge Community Benefits Plan.
The Gordie Howe International Bridge team is thrilled.
For Windsor Harbour Master Peter Barry, who is retiring later this year, the project is especially meaningful.
For 17 years, I worked in partnership with the community to make a difference, and now to be able to leave this behind for them, absolutely special.
Officials hope the new pier becomes both a signature viewing spot for the Gordie Howe Bridge and a symbol of Sandwich Town's ongoing revitalization. Chris Campbell, CTV News.
So what do you think of this setup? That's our question of the day. Will you visit the new pier in Sandwich Town? Go to our website to cast your vote, ctvnewswindsor.ca. Yesterday we asked, should Diageo have a say in how the settlement money is spent? 84% of those who responded don't think so. And while you're over on our website, read a troubling warning from the union representing Essex Windsor paramedics. A long weekend code black, leaving no ambulances available for emergency calls, and warn the staffing crisis is getting worse. Those details on ctvnewswindsor.ca. The Windsor-Essex County Health Unit is getting a major facelift, with leaders saying the upgrades will make it easier for people to access care.
Let's hear it.
The health unit's downtown Windsor building on Olette Avenue is undergoing more than $1 million in renovations thanks to provincial funding. Officials say the work includes improved accessibility, updated layouts, and moving more services onto the first 2 floors to help reduce wait times and make visits easier for clients. The second phase of the renovations is expected to wrap up later this summer. The town of Essex is taking a big step towards a new industrial park, with leaders hoping it could mean more jobs and more growth. Town Council has approved a development agreement for the proposed Inspiration Industrial Park on Concession Road 14 near Highway 3. The project would feature 6 fully serviced industrial lots, along with new water, sanitary, and other infrastructure. Municipal leaders say the development could help attract new business, create jobs, and generate new tax revenue for future community projects.
I want a shovel in the ground tomorrow if we could. So I feel like we are ready to push this through. We want to see development. This is a perfect place for it. I hope that you have sellers or buyers, and I hope that we can see this progress quickly for you and for the municipality.
A mixed apartment building and motel development for Colchester is taking another step further. Essex Town Council giving first reading to a bylaw for the new build. The proposal on County Road 50 features 8 motel units and 18 apartment units. However, there are concerns about limited parking and the viability of a motel. The property will have 33 parking spaces and 10 spots for bicycles. Some councillors fear it could create more congestion in the community. The mixed proposal still has to return to council for final approvals.
I'm not going to say that it won't support another motel usage in there, because I really don't know if it will or not. Hopefully the developer who spent millions of dollars has done his due diligence and done his homework and has that answer. Only he will know, like, if that's enough parking, if it's going to work or not work.
Lights, camera, action. A new youth-focused film initiative is bringing cameras and jobs to Windsor this summer.
I'm so happy you're all here, so thank you very, very much.
Content creator firm BuzzFlix announced plans today to film 4 family-friendly projects in the city, including one set inside a fictional high school with scenes shot at Walkerville Collegiate. The productions are expected to create paid opportunities for young filmmakers to work alongside industry professionals, with an overall Ontario spend of about $8 million.
The kids have written the movies, they're directing the movies, they're the cinematographers on the movies, the editors, every job on the film, and I joke except paying for it all, which is what I do, every job on the film is done by current students. And then the other step, we thought, well, you know, we're bringing kids from all over Southern Ontario to Windsor. We've got 70 of them coming here for the summer.
What we've seen, including the video shared by Itamar Ben-Gvir, is deeply troubling.
Still ahead on Windsor's news leader, Canada calls for answers from Israel over actions in Gaza.
You're an icon, you're a Windsor man, so I thought it would be really appropriate.
Plus, the latest work of auto art at McDonald Automotive packs a real punch. That story when Bob Belichico joins us on the sidelines. Start your day with the latest local news. By signing up for our newsletter, you'll get direct local content straight from CTV Windsor to your inbox, including top stories, the forecast, and videos. You can sign up at ctvnewswindsor.ca. The head of Canada's military has been nominated for an important position in NATO. Ottawa has announced that General Jenny Carignan is a candidate for chair of the NATO Military Committee. The role serves as the main military advisor to the Secretary General. Carignan will continue to lead our military during the selection process for the NATO role. She was nominated by the Canadian government. Meantime, Canada is summoning the Israeli ambassador over treatment of what it calls the mistreatment of civilians aboard a Gaza-bound flotilla.
What we've seen, including the video shared by Itamar Ben-Gvir, is deeply troubling and absolutely unacceptable. Canada has already imposed strict sanctions on Ben-Gvir, including asset freezes and a travel ban, in response to his repeated incitement of violence. The protection of civilians and respect for human dignity must be upheld at all times.
Activists say 11 Canadians were among those detained when Israel's Navy intercepted 41 boats in international waters near Cyprus on Monday. Anita Anand says that she has not received a response to the summons from the Israeli embassy. A federal agency is reporting an increase in complaints about something called maple washing. It's when retailers and producers try to make their products appear to be 100% Canadian made or grown in order to appeal to the growing Buy Canadian movement. CTV's Abigail Beeman looks at the data shared with CTV News.
Do you tend to look for origin on what you buy?
Yes, I do. I try to get Canadian.
Trade tensions with the U.S. have many shoppers looking to buy Canadian where possible, and they tell us they don't appreciate attempts to maple wash.
People are trying to sort of vote with their dollars when it comes to what they want international policy to be.
It's not fair. It's not right. I want to know where it's coming from.
The Canadian Food Inspection Agency says complaints about maple washing are on the rise, 400 since the start of 2025 when the trade war heated up.
Classic situations of false representations or misleading advertising.
Joey Zukran is one of the lawyers behind a yet-to-be-certified class action lawsuit taking aim at a string of stores with examples like a maple leaf beside a can of soup that says product of USA and tomatoes advertised as a product of Canada that say product of Mexico.
The allegations in the lawsuit are clear that this was done to attract or touch on the sensitivity that many Canadians have shopping, especially in these times.
Not all products at Canadian grocery stores are even required to have their country of origin listed. There's no official logo for Made in Canada, and according to the CFIA's own website, a maple leaf on a product doesn't necessarily mean it's Canadian.
We need stronger penalties. We need greater enforcement.
In addition to consumer confusion, this entrepreneur lecturer says maple washing is unfair to Canadian suppliers who can lose business in the process.
Some kind of a certification mechanism would help.
Of the big retailers, only Sobeys and Loblaw responded to a CTV News request by deadline. Both acknowledged some isolated incidents they say they worked quickly to fix. Loblaw companies were slapped with 2 of the 7 fines the CFIA handed out. Abigail Beeman, CTV News, Ottawa.
A Western University professor is alleging the majority of students in one of his classes used artificial intelligence to cheat on their final exam. As CTV's Brian Bicknell tells us, both tech experts and educators believe it's a problem universities and colleges need to get a better handle on before academic credentials become compromised.
Beyond these halls of higher learning, an unpleasant truth that has one professor uncovering lies.
But a common sentiment that I've heard in speaking with students is you're at a great disadvantage now if you don't try to take these shortcuts because you can't compete.
Jacob Shelley is a professor at Western University's Faculty of Law and School of Health Sciences. He alleges the majority of the 288 students in his healthcare law course cheated on their April 24th final exam using AI. The rules were closed book, independent, and no use of external sources. It was half written answers and half multiple choice.
I had 8% of my class achieve 100% on the multiple choice, 55% over 90%. I've never seen marks like that in 20 years of teaching. And then when I went to the written answers, it was very clear that there was a disconnect. Information I didn't teach and that I can't believe they knew, or the use of very specific structure that was replicated across multiple students, framing it and writing it almost identically.
He says he decided not to use proctoring software because he believes it does not prevent cheating.
The availability of these AI tools has also never been greater. They're incredibly easy to use. And an unproctored exam online is almost like an invitation to use these tools.
Tech expert Carmi Levy says technology has left institutions of higher learning playing catch-up, and that could lead to a mark on their own academic credibility.
All schools need to figure this out, and they need to do it quickly, because otherwise their very brands could be at risk of being compromised. If you cannot trust that the integrity of the degree that you grant is unimpeachable, then the value of that degree is diminished on the open market.
In the meantime, Shelley says he decided not to use exam results toward final grades, even though his administrators instructed him otherwise.
The message I received is that we don't trust your judgment. We don't care about your ethics. We care about getting marks out to students because that's what they pay for. And we're going to turn a blind eye to concerns about cheating.
CTV News asked Western for an interview to address Shelley's allegations. It chose not to grant one. Brian Bicknell, CTV News.
Markets in Toronto and New York were given a jolt today with oil prices when they fell. In Toronto, the TSX gained 421 points. In New York, the Dow added 645. The Nasdaq is up 400. The Canadian dollar increased by a modest 0.03 of a cent. On commodity markets, gold gained $24 an ounce and oil fell $5.89 a barrel. Coming up, how much is Canada paying to co-host the FIFA World Cup? The answer might surprise you.
Looks like a great evening for a walk after the show. Temperatures nice and comfortable. Get out and check out all the beautiful spring flowers. Thank you, Robert, for sending this photograph in. Sunshine for your Thursday. The next opportunity for rain coming in a Friday night. And it looks like a showery Saturday on the way.
Discussion here at Windsor City Hall.
Windsor's top stories.
A major project is about to get underway.
Breaking news alerts.
Severe weather is a possibility.
And watch live.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us.
Download the CTV News app.
A cloudy evening ahead of us. Julie joins me again for an extended look at the weather. Julie.
Thanks so much, Stefanie. We are expecting a few peaks of sunshine before it sets, but temperatures definitely on the cool side. As we head through the next couple of hours, the temperature will start to drop off. So if you're looking at the almanac and thinking, it wasn't 22 degrees today, you are correct. That 22 was reached close to 2 a.m. This afternoon, the temperature hovering between 13 and 15 degrees. Of course, we had that cold front come through, sparking active weather in southern Ontario. There were reports of tornadoes, strong damaging wind gusts. For us, we picked up some thunderstorms in the area, but temperatures on the cooler side across the region today. So that deck of clouds, Stefanie, that you were mentioning has been trying to break up. The high pressure area building in, and that dry air comes in later tonight. But that flow, as you can see with that rainfall through Ohio, Pennsylvania, New York State continuing, but all of that staying off to the south. So we don't have any rain in the forecast tonight, and skies expected to clear out. How quickly that takes hold is the question. Now that warmth that we experienced yesterday has moved into the Maritimes. Temperature in New Brunswick coming in at 30, 31, heading through the late afternoon into the evening. Our area of high pressure clearing us out, and that means we have sunshine in the forecast as we head into your Thursday. Looking across the country tonight, Western Canada, not too bad in Vancouver, but cooler across the prairies, but temperatures hovering near where we should be for this time of year. No major swings, and with the exception as we move out to the Maritimes, where that warm air has now pushed in with the passage of our cold front. Our temperatures on the cool side tonight will dip down anywhere between 5 and 6 degrees across Essex County. Waking up tomorrow morning, it will be fresh heading out the door. Another jacket wearing kind of day, but you can shed your jacket by the afternoon, expecting beautiful sunny conditions. Now our focus will be shifting to our next weather system coming in from the south, and this one will arrive Friday night into Saturday, and we are expecting some rain with this next system and the possibility of some thunderstorms over the weekend and gusty winds. So getting there, Thursday's beautiful sunshine, Friday mainly cloudy, and then it'll be Friday night where we bring in the chance for rainfall. So you can see that system off to the south. Now the temperature tomorrow looking good. By the afternoon will heat up quite nicely. We'll take the forecast high to 18 degrees, and the winds not a non-player tomorrow, but still a bit fresh out of the northeast. Our Enercare forecast for your Friday, cloudy with nighttime rain in 18, and then rain in the forecast on Saturday. Saturday Saturday looks more like a steady rain through the day, so it will be one of those days where if you're venturing out, you'll likely get wet. On Sunday, mainly cloudy with just a 40% chance of showers, so the main rain moving through on Saturday, and then possibility of a blocking pattern developing next week, and that's great news for us in terms of sunshine and dry days. We're going to stack those together, but daytime highs anywhere from 25 to 27 degrees. I know you'll love that, Stefanie. Some beautiful conditions under a mix of sun and cloud, and temperatures are climbing back into the mid-20s.
Okay, thank you, Julie. Now, hosting the World Cup may be a golden opportunity for Canada, but it isn't priceless. In fact, it will cost over $1 billion, or about $82 million per game. That's according to a new report by the Parliamentary Budget Officer. CTV's Andrew Johnson breaks down the high costs and exactly who's paying for it.
With the transformation of Vancouver and Toronto into World Cup cities just about complete, something else is also being unveiled thanks to Canada's federal budgetary watchdog. How much it's all going to cost, just over $1 billion to host 13 games in June and July.
It's a shocking amount of money, and when you do the math, it works out to nearly $1 million per minute of regulation game time.
Or roughly $82 million per game, which is actually less than Russia spent to host in 2018, Brazil in 2014, and South Africa in 2010. But one sports economist points out, with Canada co-hosting alongside the U.S. and Mexico, what we're paying for doesn't quite compare.
Well, we're not getting any of the major elimination matches. We thought that if we were hosting the World Cup, we would actually see something of consequence.
The report indicates close to $500 million for FIFA is coming from Ottawa, the rest from provincial and local governments, to pay for things like security, infrastructure, and stadium upgrades. FIFA estimates a multi-billion-dollar economic benefit for Canada. BC's premier last week predicted the tournament will bring 1 million visitors to Vancouver over the next 5 years. The mayor has led the charge.
And this is an amazing opportunity. It's going to be a month-long commercial.
Critics claim otherwise.
I've been saying for 8 years now, give or take, that we were sold a false bill of goods, not by FIFA, but by our politicians.
How do Canadians feel? Well, the latest polling from Leger showed close to 3/4 of Canadians support hosting World Cup matches, but a majority indicated their biggest concern is taxpayer costs. And the final number isn't in yet. Andrew Johnson, CTV News, Vancouver.
From FIFA to local soccer scene, one championship down, a few more to go. We're on the sidelines getting you caught up right after this.
We are on the sidelines with Bob Belichico tonight. Now, Bob, last week was the city championships for track and field. This week, it's the regionals being held at Sandwich Secondary.
Yeah, it was a pretty busy afternoon there at the track and field meet. Let me tell you, Maëlle Dufour from Le Sueur shaved 22 seconds off the Swasser record in the senior girls steeplechase, finishing in with a time at 7 minutes, 13.72 seconds. There's also a lot of excitement for a discus thrower from Chatham. This kid, let me tell you, he launches a rocket. Check it out. This is Noah Van Neck getting ready to send this one for a ride. 53.80 meters. His first throw was the winning throw, though, of the day, 55.29 meters. I'm told that one hopped over the boundary. The record of 56.84 meters was set in 2019 by Blake Foster of Sarnia Northern. It was in serious jeopardy this afternoon. Van Neck already popped a 58-meter earlier this season, was looking to set the Swasser mark today.
There's much more work to be done in discus. I'm happy with where it's going. I see an upward trend in practice, and the technique's starting to come. So we don't want to throw too far now and then have nothing left at off, so have that nice climb and peak.
Well, let me tell you, he peaked right now this afternoon. So later in the day, he broke the shot put record in each of his 6 throws. He broke the record by over a meter at 18.21 meters. Incredible day for him. Now, an upset of sorts in high school ultimate frisbee. The Leamington Lions dethroned the 2-time Wexford champs from Sandwich in the Tier 1 final. They advanced to the OSSA championship. On the high school pitch, La Jeunesse got it done against Academy Saint Cecile in the single A final. Alexa Chauvin, Olivia Quenville, Manuela Vetrano, and Lauren Livingston scored for the Royals in their 4-1 win over the Panthers. Gabby Prokopets, tallied for Saint Cecile. Les Filles de La Jeunesse advanced to Swassa next Thursday on the road. Here's Livingston talking about winning their third straight WEXA title.
Every year's a new year. Like, sports isn't a sure thing ever. So we came into it hyped. We're talking in the group chat how excited we are for game day always and how excited we are for WEXA, especially as grade 12. Like, it's kind of like every year I think we kind of take it for granted, but grade 12 is really like the sum of it all.
Now the Blue Jays are 6 games under 500, while the Tigers are 9 games under. And you want to talk about baseball now?
Right, nothing too exciting, of course.
Yeah.
But on the local scene, there's a couple of cool things going on. So let's talk about a young guy, Villanova grad, who recently won the Illinois Skyway Conference Pitcher of the Year.
We broke the school program record in wins this year for our baseball program. So to get that award is more of a celebration or indication of that I was able to help my team win.
Will had a good season at Morton College, where he went 8-2 with 71 strikeouts in 61 innings. He's playing for the Tecumseh Thunder's 22U team this summer. They are playing in the new Detroit Collegiate Summer League with 4 other teams. Their opener is next week. The Thunder are also hosting the 22U National Championships starting August 6th.
It's a great opportunity to be here. Helps me prep both for the national team, which I'd be very grateful to be a part of, and as well as my continued collegiate career going into next fall.
Down the 401 in Chatham, let's check in with the Barnstormers, who are 1-1 so far in their 3rd season as a franchise. The Stormers traveled to Hamilton Friday night. There's a lot that goes into being a pro franchise, with additional expenses for things like player billeting and salary cap. The franchise is adjusting to all of that and adjusting to a ballpark that only holds 1,400 fans. They are popular, the hottest ticket in town, which has helped them land some important sponsorships.
We've always been a team that's just plays a little bit of small ball. Like, we aren't necessarily a team that's going to hit it out of the park every at-bat or anything like that, but just a really big team game. Play for each other, not really for yourselves. So it makes for a good atmosphere when you're coming to the ballpark.
Well, definitely improved on the position players. We brought a couple of new guys, which are really promising. And it's not only new guys, they have experience. They have professional experience. That's great for the fans. In Chatham, we love it. It's really a baseball community in Chatham. Everybody's really excited. We're the talk of the town.
You know, I haven't gone yet, but I think I'm going to have to check that out this summer for sure. Over to some hockey. It's game 1 of the Western Conference Final. Vegas, Colorado. This is the powerhouse tilt I've been looking forward to. Montreal opens in Carolina Thursday night, looking to hand the Hurricanes their first postseason loss. Now, the PWHL playoffs continue, with Montreal having a 2-1 lead over Ottawa in their best-of-5 Walter Cup finals. Kira Judikis is hoping to be in the final next year. The 22-year-old LaSalle native is a member of the New York Sirens. She was a late-season call-up and played 4 games with the team. Kira got the call from New York while on vacation in Barcelona. How cool is that? Her future is bright but uncertain, with the league growing from 8 to 12 teams, including one in Detroit.
I'm excited for next year, like with New York, or if it's a different team, I don't know yet. Like I said, it's a lot of unknown, and I won't know more for the next month or so. So it is looking good for me, though, like in playing in the league, and just it's good I got a couple games under my belt to dip my toes in, get that experience, which helps me and my future.
Okay, we'll follow up with her shortly.
Yeah, sure.
Our next segment focuses on martial arts. There's a big tournament coming up this weekend.
Yeah, this is pretty huge for sure. Now, 700 competitors will be in town Saturday for the Windsor Open, a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu tournament at the University of Windsor. I met one of the competitors last night who was also coaching 97 athletes that day.
We've been preparing for this for a few months now, so my priority is them, and then like my matches, it is what it is. I'll make do, but my priority is to make sure that these guys are like in the right headspace, and that they're feeling great, and that they feel supported mainly, right?
He's definitely going to have his hands full for sure. That's Cesar Bonilla. He is the head coach at Apex MMA and a competitor. Neat story about how he landed here in Windsor, of course. Originally from El Salvador, he was living in Toronto when he decided to take a break from his hectic life and take a vacation. It was there he answered an ad looking for a head coach at Apex MMA in downtown Windsor. He got the call the next day, fought a scheduled match before coming here to visit the club for a tryout. The rest, as they say, is history. Now, Cesar moved here last September and quickly learned one of the things Windsor is all about.
It's a fight town, right? Windsor's a fight town. They have a lot of boxing clubs. They have quite a few MMA gyms. The community's pretty cool. They've taken me in really well. I'm able to go to the other gyms and train with the guys over there. And I have them all come out here. I love to create community everywhere I go.
When I saw the picture of you and Chuck Norris, and I said I wanted to do famous Windsor people, and then I thought about you, and I'm like, this would be great. I'll do you, Chuck Norris, Bruce Lee. Those two guys passed away. You're still here.
I hope so.
Right? You're still here. You're an icon, and you're a Windsor man. So I thought it would be really appropriate.
This was such a cool moment this morning, I tell you. Pete Solly is at it again. The latest muffler sculpture creations are a powerhouse. Look at these two. Here is Bruce Lee, Chuck Norris, and Windsor's martial arts Hall of Famer Albert Mady. The legendary Chuck Norris died a month ago, and Solly went to work to create and honor some of the greats in the sport. Mady shared a story about being at a show where he broke a row of bats with Norris in attendance.
He saw me across. His entourage was trying to get him out, and he left his entourage, came around to me, and he said, you know, I've never seen anything like that. Wow, that was great. You know, he was giving me a lot of compliments. Said, thank you, like, nice guy, you know. And then we went out back and took some photos, and, you know, that was it.
I wonder how many times he told that story.
Right, it's a great story though. So he's telling us the story, and he, like, I don't know, I forget how many bats. I mean, if anybody knows Al, you know it's probably like 10 bats in a row, right? And then he just like kicked all the way through them. He showed me his shin. He showed us his shin today. He's got this lump on his shin.
Ooh, from that.
Shin's of steel, I'm telling you. It was kind of weird to look at, but at the same time, you just know that guy can kick through anything. So It's amazing some of the things that guy's accomplished. He's been on TSN, featured there, and like all kinds of great accolades for his career.
So many accomplishments.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that's a lot, Bob. Thank you so much. Bob Belichico with On the Sidelines tonight. We will be right back.
The biggest selling comedy and recording artist of all time, Weird Al Yankovic, is coming to Windsor July 4th. Enter online at ctvwindsor.ca for your chance to win a 4-pack of tickets to see Weird Al Yankovic at Caesars Windsor, plus a $200 gift card.
This is your CTV Windsor Our Community Calendar. 300 exhibitors, food vendors, live entertainment, and exciting new interactive exhibits in the Kids Zone. This year's Art in the Park has something for everyone. See you next time on Our Community.
It's time to check in on what's happening now with Melanie Kettner. Now, Melanie, colder today, but a reminder as we scoot into the summer.
That's right. So we have had a taste of that hot summer weather, and we've also seen various modes of transportation, including an increase in e-scooters. LaSalle police want to ensure everyone is riding safely on the trails in the parks. Some of the rules set in a pilot program this year include you must be 16 years or older, stay standing while riding, and a helmet is required if you are under 18. The scooter must have working brakes, a horn or bell, and lights. We've got more about the e-scooter pilot program at ctvnewswindsor.ca.
And we also have a story online about the Catholic School Board's new Director of Education.
Yes, he's a lifelong educator who has been with the Catholic Board for over 30 years. John Ulitny will take over as Director of Education on August 1st. He's currently the Executive Superintendent of Human Resources. Now, in our social spotlight, we know when it comes to horse racing, it helps to have a small jockey. But what about a gaggle of them who haven't even started kindergarten? Adorable. Here's a look at race day at Baltimore Nursery School. The pre-K students dressed up, grabbed their fastest stick pony, and galloped around a track for the annual race at the school. Probably not as much riding on this race as something like the Kentucky Derby, though, Stephanie.
No, definitely not. But how adorable is that? Oh my God.
Really into it.
Yeah, they're definitely having a blast. Why not? And it's so great. It looks like parents, teachers, everyone else there to cheer them on.
Yeah. Love it.
Okay, thank you, Melanie, and that's what's happening now. Still to come, stuck in a tidal pool, but not in trouble. The incredible moment. A pod of dolphins waited for the ocean to come back to them. Julie joins us again for an extended look at the forecast. And Julie, much cooler than it's been the last couple of days.
For sure, temperatures dropping off across southern Ontario today in the wake of that cold front that moved through. We'll rebound to 18 heading into your Thursday. Our Enercare forecast will fill us with a beautiful sunny day. Gorgeous. 18 degrees on Friday, increasing cloud cover. By Friday night, about a 70% chance of rain. The rain arriving overnight into Saturday. And Saturday, it looks like it will be a fairly wet day, and we could see a steady rainfall. So Saturday may be one of those curl up on the couch, reading a book kind of days. Chance of showers as we head into your Sunday. The probability drops off, so we should get through part of your Sunday dry. And then temperatures are set to climb into the mid-20s next week. We could see a blocking pattern set up, which will mean days of sunshine on the way. I'll keep you posted on that. But a nice mix of sun and cloud Tuesday, Wednesday into Thursday, and we're back between 25 and 26 degrees. So Stephanie, back to you.
Okay, thank you, Julie. Finally tonight, a rare sight in the water near Vancouver Island after a pod of white-sided dolphins got stranded in a tidal pool. Wildlife photographer Nick Thornton says he turned on his camera after realizing the mammals were not in distress and just waiting out the tide. He says staff members from the Department of Fisheries and Oceans were on site, keeping people back and monitoring the situation. That evening, the high tide came in and the dolphins were able to swim back into the Strait of Georgia. On behalf of our dedicated team here at CTV News Windsor, thank you for watching. For updates throughout the evening, go to ctvnewswindsor.ca, and I'll be back with your only late local newscast tonight at 11.